What's going on today, guys? And in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to remove a 2018 intake manifold off of your 2018 Mustang GT. So the first thing you're going to want to do is head over to your driver's side door, throw this thing open and hit your hood latch. Next thing you're going to do is come over here, pull your hood up a little bit, hit this tab, pull your hood up and prop it up with your prop bar. So the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and remove your intake. The way you can do that is simply, depending on your intake and how it's connected to the throttle body, just take a ratchet and unscrew it, take it off, and you have one connection here and one more connection here, but I actually already went ahead and disconnected that. Those are easy disconnections, so you can go ahead and just do that. The next thing we're going to do is going to go ahead and come over to the passenger side. Go ahead and flip this tab out, pull up. And the next one is right here. Same thing, kind of flip it out, pull up, and this should come right out. The next thing we're going to go ahead and do is grab a 10 millimeter. I'm going to go ahead and take these nuts off right here. Got two more on the other side. All right, so we can go ahead and take these the rest of the way off. Be careful not to lose these. All right, now that we have those off, we can go ahead and pull this right off, pull this up, go ahead and remove our fuel rail cover. We can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and remove this vacuum line out of the way, move this up and out of the way, pull this off the stud. Just be careful, you have one connection here and a vacuum line going here, so go and pull that out, pinch it, pull out, and then for this one, you can't really see it, but you push down, pull out, or push out, and then this should just come right off, just like that. And then you can go ahead and move this out of the way, and go ahead and pull your fuel rail protector foam pieces right off. And before you get into anything, just go ahead and remove your negative terminal battery. That way you have no electricity going through the system, because we are going to be unplugging some fuel rails and some other things. So just go ahead and remove that. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove all of our pins or plugs on the fuel injectors. So you just go in, pinch it, and it should come right off, just like that. And do that for all 8. All right, as you can see, we got all of the fuel injectors on the passenger side unplugged. So the next thing we're gonna do is go head over to our driver's side and just do the exact same thing. This side's a little easier. All right, and we can go ahead and also remove this plug on the fuel rail, just like that. All right. The next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and remove these vacuum lines out of the way. So as I said before, this one goes to your intake. And then we have another one right here on the intake itself. So to get that one off, you just go ahead and push down and pull out. And then for this one, you kind of just pluck it in. Mine came out, mine's broken, but it's okay. So you can just go ahead and pop this off, like so. And then you can remove this out of the way. Just like that. You can get this one, just pull up on these tabs. Push back, and it should pop right off off just like that. All right. So now that we have all of the vacuum stuff out of the way, I'm gonna grab a rag and we're gonna put a rag under this fuel line right here. Same kind of tab, you just pull towards you, push down, and it should come right off. All right, so now that we got a rag there, we can go ahead and pull this towards us, push down, and pull this off. Gas kind of went everywhere, but that's okay. Just dry that off. Mostly got on my hand, which is okay. So we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. This side's a little easier. This is the fuel line connecting to your direct injection pump. So this tab, you kind of push it in like this, squeeze them together, push it out, and then the fuel line, this comes right off. So let's go ahead and get started on the next step. All right, so now that we have all the fuel lines disconnected, we're gonna go ahead and remove the fuel injectors, 4 10mm bolts, and this thing should come right out. Two more on this side. We got one right here. And one more right there. All right, now that those are all the way backed out, we can grab those. 1, 2, 3, and a couple more screws, and 4. So now what we can do is go ahead and just pull up on the fuel rail and the injector should pop right out. Before we go ahead and remove the intake manifold, we do need to disconnect a few of the IMRC controls. Some of the plugs, there's 1, 2, I believe that is it, but there may be one more. I believe there is one more on the bottom that we'll have to get to once we take out the bolts and kind of remove the intake manifold just a little bit. The next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and grab an 8mm socket. And we're going to go ahead and remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's go ahead and do that. Move over to the other side. I'll have to move this rag out of the way. Need to put the second bolt right there. Oh no! My socket fell off. And the last bolt is right there. The next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and remove your throttle body sensor. So just pull that out, pinch it, and it should come right off, just like that. Then we can go ahead and remove, you can throw this underneath because the manifold is ready to come off.